welcome to Ottawa Eats. I'm your host, Tom Schoch, and today, if you demand it, you will come here to Supply and Demand. We're at Wellington West, 1335 Wellington, and today you're going to see one of the best tuna dishes in the entire city. Not only is it amazing, it's absolutely sumptuous. We're going to go inside, Supply and Demand today, Ottawa Eats. It's all about food! Food! This is Steve. Steve, thank you so much for having us. Another edition of Ottawa Eats.
Thank you.
Today we're at Supply and Demand, and if people don't know anything about Supply and Demand, other than it being, I guess, a term for economic trading, what is this place?
We are a restaurant.
Ah!
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Food and drinks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was looking for the stock market machine, and that's not here. But food and drinks, what kind of food and drinks are you going to get here?
Food-wise, it's a lot of small plates, handmade pastas, oysters, raw fish, and seafood. Yeah, that about sums it up.
So when you were coming up with the idea for this place, you have a partner in crime.
Yes, my wife.
Yeah.
My wife, Jennifer.
Whose idea was it? I'm sure she's watching the show, so you can say it's her idea. But whose idea was it? Was it something that you'd always kind of thought, oh, I'd like to do something like this? Or was it something that you both collaborated and eventually got to this point?
Yeah, I would say we sort of just naturally wound up doing this. It's just sort of the food we like to eat and thus cook. So we didn't really sort of say what's missing in the city, let's do that. We just kind of wanted to do something that we enjoy doing, makes us happy, and hopefully people that come here enjoy it as well.
Now, when you come into this place, where are people going to see your personality come out? I know that some people, they'll put it in the dishes that they create. Is it more the decor and the kind of ambience that you guys have here? What is it that says, this is Steve? If somebody knew you, they came into this place, wow, that's totally him.
I would say it's a bit of both. I mean, you'll come here and you'll have some dishes, like our raw tuna dish that you'll see later. It's a dish that I've cooked at the Whale's Bone, I've cooked at Town, both places I've been a chef at, and so you'll sort of instantly recognize dishes that I've cooked for a while and that you'll know. And then in terms of the design and ambiance, we just wanted a place that was casual. We're in a specific neighborhood, Wellington West, and we just kind of aspire to be a great neighborhood eatery, I guess. Yeah.
Now, it is a very unique design in here, and you were telling me off camera that it was an old bank?
It used to be a bank. It was actually a bank, a hair salon, then a Greek restaurant, and then us.
Okay.
So
it's got a bit of a history to it.
There's a bit of all of that in here. If you knew that before and you look around, you could find some of those things. But yeah.
Any chance you would cut my hair today? Although I don't know if there's a lot to.
I could try.
It's
a simple. It looks like a simple do. Maybe I can.
Yeah, not a lot of upkeep on this guy.
I could give you a nice fade. So.
Yeah, maybe give you some racing stripes or something.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I can give you some as well.
Thanks.
Maybe you could just donate some of your hair. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make a nice wig.
Sure, why not? One thing I do want to ask you before we get into making the food. What is your one dish? I'm not talking about what you make here, but since Steve, you got one last dish that you can eat, and then that's it. You're done. What is it? What's your go-to?
Oh man, that's too hard.
Put you on the spot here like this. This is where we insert the awkward pause, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just a plate of oysters and some bread and a stout, something like that.
Wow, you are a simple guy.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
and the outfit's simple as well.
It has to include a good drink. It can't just be.
Food and drink, the whole combination.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to hop in the kitchen. You're going to show us some of the stuff you make here?
Yeah. Please.
Excellent. Great. All right, Steve, Supply and Demand. We're going to hop into the kitchen, and you're going to come right back. We're here at Supply and Demand. It's on Wellington Street. You can find them on Twitter and social media all over the place, and you can even find them on the interwebs, actually. I Googled you.
Oh, great.
How's that feel?
I don't know. That makes me feel.
You've been Googled.
Oh, man. only Google says good things, I hope.
They do. They say great things, actually. There's some great reviews for this place, and you guys have been open now just over 2 years, correct?
Right.
All right. So did you think when you started out doing this that, did you have a long-term plan in mind? Did you guys start out with a small idea and it's kind of grown from there? Or is this pretty much what you've envisioned right from the start?
Yeah, this is more or less it. I mean, I'm sure things will evolve and grow out from here, but at 2 years in, we still feel pretty young in the scene, and like we're still just growing and figuring out what comes next and how do we evolve and grow.
Now, your menu that you've got here today, how different is it from when you first opened? Is there anything that's still the same on that menu?
Yeah, the dish that we're about to make is the same from the opening menu. And there's a couple dishes, like our kale salad. We're not going to make that today, but I'm sure some people are going to see this video and they're going to say, "Oh, I already know the kale salad. I'm sick of that."
Is there anything that you've worked with your different cooks? You said, "Hey, you know what, guys? Let's sit down. Let's talk about some of this stuff. Let's come up with a brand new menu item." And you said, "And you guys throw ideas back and forth, and it comes together." Has that happened?
For sure. That's probably my favorite thing about cooking. We approach a lot of the recipes like that, especially desserts. We'll bring the cooks into it, and I'll start doing something. And quite often when we do something we've never done before with a dessert or a dish, it doesn't work out the first time. So it gives the cooks sort of an opportunity to come in and give their ideas, and we sort of collaboratively work on a dish. It's pretty fun.
All right, so you've got a great team here, but they're not here. It's just you and me. So we'll have to be team cooks.
All right.
We'll do the weird high five.
Okay.
We'll do the shoulder right for now. You get the other awkward hug later.
Sure.
What's the first thing that we're making here today then?
So this is a raw albacore tuna dish. It's a loin. We're just going to slice it. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on my knife.
Now, something like this, is this something that people would have as a starter? Is this more of a main?
No, this is an appetizer for sure.
Now, is there a specific type of tuna that you guys look for? Is it...
Well, I would use a lot of different types of tuna, but there's just not that many available that are sort of, you can guarantee they're sustainably caught, or you can get them at all times of the year, what have you. Albacore is really reliable, and it's delicious and it's sustainable. So,
is there a different type of flavor with different types of tuna?
Yeah, for sure. Different flavors, fat contents, etc.
Now, this is now people who are maybe seeing this at home for the very first time, this is raw tuna.
Yes.
And this is okay to eat just raw tuna, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when did you first come in contact with something like this? When was the first time you ever tasted this and went, "That's really good"?
Well, I mean, obviously, most people have had sushi, but I moved here to work at Becta, and I worked for Steve Vardy, and we had this item on the menu. It was just called Simply Raw, and it was sort of your job, if you worked that station, to come up with a different garnish for it every day. And so that's kind of that would be my first exposure to that. But then this particular dish, sort of the combination of citrus and truffle and cilantro, Steve did at the Whale's Bone, and I loved it. And we use lemon now. It used to be yuzu, but an avocado. It sort of has the same base, the bones of the dish, but we just kind of change it out.
Right.
So
what else are we working with here? This is
just some olive oil.
Okay.
Good amount of olive oil. This is a little bit of white truffle oil. Small amount of that. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, truffle oil has a really distinctive taste to it as well. Some people like it, some people just don't.
Yeah, it's totally love or hate. All right, that's just some chive. I like a little bit of raw onion on this. This is puffed wild rice, and it's going to give it some nuttiness and a little bit of contrasting texture.
This is puffed wild rice?
Yeah, so we just throw it into a deep fryer at a really high temperature.
Okay.
Pretty simple. You don't have to even cook it prior to that.
I like simple.
Yes.
I don't look complicated, do I?
You seem very interesting. Like there's a lot going on underneath, maybe. I don't know.
That's one of the most unusual compliments I've ever had, I think.
Here's the lemon.
Oh, lemon in my eye. Not really.
All right.
That's
and
okay.
To finish, we use some of this young cilantro.
Do you ever change up the herbs, or has this dish been consistently the same?
This dish has been consistently the same since we've opened here, but in other places I've done it with copa and mint, lemon and truffle. We've done it with avocado, lemon and truffle. So
now, something like this, just like that. That's how
just
you would
like
eat
that.
Okay.
Yeah, ready to go.
And what drink are you having with something like this? You seem like a guy who likes
versatile.
different types of beers and different types of wines.
Anything that's lighter, carbonated, has good acids. So any lighter beers like lagers, pale ales, IPAs, sparkling wine, light whites like Sancerre, what have you.
Okay, so there you go. So if people are looking for this on the menu, this is?
That's the Albacore tuna crudo with white truffle, puffed rice, and cilantro.
Just rolls off the tongue. I would never remember that. That's why I'm not your waiter. Welcome back. This is Steve, Supply and Demand on Wellington, and it's pretty easy to find if people are looking for. What's the address? Is it 1335? Did I remember that correctly?
That is correct.
And now that's the
the corner
address.
of Wellington and Ross.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know Ross.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, like the guy from Friends?
Sort of.
Yeah, named after him.
Probably named after him. Yeah.
All right, what's the next dish that we're making here today? What is this?
This is a roasted carrot dish. Sort of one of the other things we like to do here is vegetable-focused small dishes. So.
Okay. Now, why carrots and why not a different type of vegetable? Is it just something? Is it the sweetness of the carrot that you're focusing on here, or is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of in the dead of winter, and you only have so many options for vegetables. So we kind of have to pick and choose. You're gonna go beets, carrots, potatoes, cabbage, and this one's going to be a carrot dish.
Why are they a different color?
They're multicolored carrots, different varieties.
I don't think I've seen. Are they purple?
Some are purple, some are your classic orange, some are yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now that's just regular butter that you've got in there?
Clarified butter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the milk salts have been removed, so it won't burn right away in the pan.
Okay.
So these carrots have been roasted slowly, and we're just going to reheat them.
So with this, how long would you leave something like that in the pan for? Just a couple of minutes?
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up here pretty much now. We're going to add some shallot to the pan.
Okay.
And we're going to cook that for just a couple of seconds. The shallot is just how it's cooked through. I'm looking for salt and pepper. Did I get salt and pepper? I'm going to find some salt and pepper. Okay, here it is.
They're always the ones you forget the most.
This is salt and pepper. When you think you're ready, you're usually not ready. This is kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty simple dish then, essentially.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish with some sherry vinegar. I'm just gonna toss that, and I'm gonna come over to the plate. First thing I'm gonna put down is some strained yogurt. This has been mixed with a little bit of buttermilk powder and some garlic.
It looks really really thick. Is that just for the consistency, for the texture?
Yeah, the carrots are going to go on top of here pretty warm. And so if this was a little bit thinner, it would just sort of turn into a liquid.
Okay.
So now we're going to arrange our carrots. Kind of like building a carrot log home.
Yeah. That's almost like a hashtag there. You almost did Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how deeply embedded Twitter is in my brain. I'm creating carrot hashtags.
So something like this, is this something, did you just start with carrots because that's a vegetable that you kind of like and you thought, hey, I can make something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been open for 2 years, and the first winter for us seemed to be all about beets and mushrooms and whatever, and this year came around time, the season, and we just wanted to do something different. We said, well, last year we didn't do a carrot dish, why don't we do a carrot dish? So
what is this? You're just putting
these are toasted sunflower seeds.
Okay.
And
just give it a bit of consistency.
Yeah, some crunch.
Yeah.
And this is some trout roe.
Oh,
a little bit of a sea kind of briny flavor. Really nice color too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color.
Yeah.
Where would you find something like that? Is that something that only someone in the restaurant business would actually be able to find?
No, I feel like I've seen trout roe just at Loblaws.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get trout roe at Loblaws.
I guess if you're not looking for it, you're not exactly going to be able to find it.
Where's the trout roe aisle?
And this is just dill?
This is dill, yeah. We're going to put a whole mess of dill on here. I love eating this dish with a lot of dill.
What's your one spice that you can't get enough of? For me, it's I'm a big salt guy.
Yeah.
But I love dill as well. If you're talking about actual herbs, is there one that?
Yeah, dill's big for me. Dill, we use it in a few places on the menu. But I love cilantro, coriander.
The fresh.
Yeah.
The freshness of it.
Yeah, that kind of grassy flavor. So this is it. This is our roasted carrots with strained yogurt, dill, and trout roe.
Wow. What would be a summer version of a dish like this? Would you have something like that that's a more summery?
Yeah, we definitely do kind of a summer version. We do this plate of this crazy vegetable plate. We did it last year. We'll probably do it again with raw vegetables, some that are blanched, some that are fermented, and they're all just served cold on the plate.
Okay, excellent. So there you go. Dish number 2 here at Supply and Demand. It's all about the rots. Nobody calls them that. It's just carrots, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You could call them rots.
No, we'll stop that.
You might get some weird looks there.
Yeah. Welcome back to Ottawa Eats. You ever do any polka dot door stuff with this? I see Steven and I see Ian. Huh? No?
Not usually, no.
Oh, okay, so that's creepy. All right, I'll just put that down. What are we making here for the third dish? It's a pasta dish?
This is a pasta dish. They're called annulati's. These are filled with ricotta and dried field peas. We puree into it. And we're going to do it with some guanciale. This is cured pig face.
Cured pig face?
Yeah.
And where would you get cured pig face?
Well, we get in some pig face and we salt it and we dry it for about a month.
Just from the pigs. I've eaten a pig's head before.
Yeah.
Like the actual, you can get it if you go to Vienna.
Yeah.
In Austria, you get the entire head of a pig, and they bring it out to you on a board, and everybody gets a fork, and you just pick off.
You just have at the pig head.
Yeah, it's actually a very unique experience.
Yeah.
So this is something that you guys would do in-house?
Yes.
Okay. Now the pasta itself, is this a different type of pasta than people would ordinarily see, not something you would see in your grocery store?
I do not think you can get the Ziggy's version of annulati. I'm not sure, but I know you can get some tortellini or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think they have these in the grocery store.
Okay, so we've got this, and we've got your pig face happening over there. So what else is involved in this dish exactly?
Well, we're gonna saute the pig face. While the pig face is sautéing, we're gonna drop these in the water and cook them for about 2 minutes. What I believe will be 2 minutes. Usually I time it because service is pretty busy and it's crazy.
I'll check my watch here.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and figure out when 2 minutes hits there.
Okay. So while that's boiling, and you've got something else going on in the pot back there. So what's back here?
This is just some pork bones that we've cooked with vegetables, and we've reduced it down to a
wow, that
sauce.
Smells amazing.
Yeah,
it's very rich. So something that you've put together like this, that's more of a pasta dish. Are you basing this on something that you've seen before?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the inspiration for this would be pasta at fagioli, so like pork and beans with pasta.
Right.
So we had, well, we don't have any beans in this dish, but we have the Quebec field peas, which are dried and kind of like a bean, kind of that similar flavor.
So how long would something like the pig face here take? Just a couple of minutes?
Yeah, just a couple of minutes. Now we're going to hit it with a bunch of red wine. Hopefully it doesn't light on fire because it's kind of hot.
Okay, but I'm going to stand over here. No fire.
No fire, we're good.
That's good.
Okay, so white wine's in.
Okay.
Next we're going to add, this is ricotta whey. So we made the ricotta for the cheese that's in the agnolotti, and we save the whey and we make the sauce from the whey.
Wow.
And this is, we're just going to add a little bit of 35% cream.
It smells amazing, just with the wine and everything that's included. So what is this right here? This is
these are the dried field peas.
Okay.
That have been cooked. They're also inside the pasta. And we're going to add a few to the pan as well. And then, of course, some butter. Just a couple of knobs. And now the pasta should be cooked. Add the pasta to the pan.
So something with the pasta, is it fully cooked when you're putting it in the pan, or do you just still leave it a couple of minutes short?
About 2/3. It's gonna cook in the pan, releasing some starch. That's gonna help glaze the pasta.
Yeah. And now the peas themselves, they look different from your ordinary green peas. What kind of pea is that?
Yeah,
exactly?
it's a field pea, but it's been dried, so it no longer has that bright green color or what have you.
Is the consistency a little harder, or is it, or what is it?
It's a little bit firmer. We cook them more. We kind of have this theory with pasta. We don't like anything to, if it's a filled egg-based noodle, we kind of like everything to complement the texture rather than contrast. So if we have anything in here like peas, we want them to be as soft or as tender as the pasta, or even more tender.
Right.
So we're going to give that about 5 more seconds, and we'll get ready to plate it. All right.
By the way, your plate warmer is delightful. For cold winters, come on down to Supply and Demand and just hang around the plate warmer.
Stand back in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I can just
climb right in there.
Oh yeah. Really dries out your eyes.
All right.
Ooh, shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so I'm gonna plate these up.
It's got a beautiful, rich smell to it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody loves pasta, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's the wine that really gives it that kind of I don't know what the proper word would be, but it just gives it that aroma.
Yeah.
That really brings out the cream as well. It's nice. And this is the final touch here?
Yeah, so now we're just going to sort of bleed in some of this reduced pork jus. And this would be sort of like a really rich winter pasta.
Wow, what a combination of smells that is.
Yeah.
I could bathe in that, I think. Although I've said that before about different foods on this show. So.
Yeah.
All right. So this is it?
That's it. That is the ricotta and dried field pea agnolotti.
So there you go. Here at Supply and Demand with a beautiful hot plate that I'm going to put down now. It's a little warmer than I had thought, but I'm going to do one thing that I do every show, because you've done 3 amazing dishes here. Some of them raw, some of them fully cooked. So I hope you're ready for this. Everybody, it's the crowning achievement of the show. Awkward waist hug.
Thanks.
There we go. See? Everybody does the back pat. I've gotten used to that. There you go. Supply and Demand. Seems
here. Natural. They're very unnatural hugs.
Sorry. So that's it for this week's episode of Ottawa Eats. Thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate it. Supply and Demand here on Wellington. Come and check them out. Wellington and Ross, named after the guy from Friends.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I just made that up.
Probably not.
All right, so come and check them out. They have some amazing food, great beer, as always. So cheers to you, sir.
Cheers to you.
And I'm going to try one of these. I'm going to try the tuna. Oh my God, that beer is amazing. By the way, Ashton Brewery, good work. Okay. This is... If I had time, I would give you another awkward hug. I can tell you're excited about the prospect of it.
Thanks, man. Feels good to be loved.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Wow. Amazing. Good job. Thanks for watching Ottawa Eats. I'm going to eat the rest of this now. I'm going to just try everything.